Hey,
Hello.
you're welcome to the chat with Daniel and Esther Ebhohimen. If you're just joining us for the first time, we're a couple that talk about love, relationship, marriage, and everything in between.
That's right.
So today we're looking at a very light-hearted topic. It's not really hardcore, very light-hearted. We're looking at silent habits or attitudes
Yep.
that eat at your relationship and marriage. We've had our own share, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had our own share of
But
it.
we've grown.
Yes, we've outgrown a lot of them. We have outgrown a lot of them, but
Yeah.
we think that if you are able to nip them in the bud, you're able to outgrow them, it will make a massive, massive difference in your marriage. Don't you
Absolutely.
think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get right into them.
Okay.
The first one is constant criticism.
Hmm.
So this is when you're looking at the negatives of your spouse all the time. You're constantly criticizing their weaknesses. You're always doing this. You're always talking like this. You're never at home. You're always doing this. Those sort of constant criticisms, it has a way of hurting your spouse
Yeah.
and really killing the life out of your marriage. What do you think, babes?
Basically, it saps the joy from the marriage, from the
True.
relationship. What we've come to realize is that a lot of the times, the things you're pointing out, you can do without pointing them out.
True.
Then, second of it, your spouse probably knows they have those issues already.
Those weaknesses.
Yes, they have those weaknesses already. And except it's injurious to your relationship, for a lot of them, there are things that you can actually ignore,
Yeah.
or just mention them once in a while and let it be. But that constant calling out your spouse and calling out their weaknesses kills the joy out of the
The
relationship.
truth is, a lot of people are quite guilty of this.
Yeah.
I have been guilty of this. What we are learning now, and we've learned that you can't be consistently criticizing your spouse.
Yeah.
By the way, we've learned that there's some things about your spouse that will change with time.
Yes.
There are some things that might change after a long time.
Yeah.
But there are some things that really might not change.
Ain't going nowhere.
This is who they are. You've married them. You've got to live with certain things about them.
Yes.
And by the way, there are some weaknesses they have that are your strengths.
True.
That's where you are in their lives,
Exactly.
to strengthen them in the areas of their weaknesses. So
Exactly.
really, constant criticism eats at your marriage. It's totally unhealthy.
Yeah.
If there are areas you think they can grow in, there's probably a right way on how to communicate
Bring
them,
it up.
bring it up without consistently criticizing them, isn't it?
Yes, baby. Yes, definitely. So that's constant criticism. Our second attitude or habit is silent treatment.
Oh, silent
Talk
treatment.
about it.
I mean, this is when maybe you guys are having some misunderstanding, or a person feels like someone has done something wrong.
Yeah.
And rather than talking about it, you just go quiet.
Yeah.
Baby, how are you? I'm fine. Baby, are you okay? I'm okay.
You basically ghost the person. And this was me years back. My my default response to altercations.
Not altercations.
Sorry, not altercations. To misunderstanding. Sorry, misunderstanding was to give the silent treatment.
Yep.
It was just go back to your shell, not wanting to talk, not wanting to respond,
not saying hello.
Yes, perhaps maybe hello was the best I could mutter. Beyond that, it was straight up answers, just ghosting your spouse. But I've outgrown it. I've grown out of it. I don't give the silent treatment for years now.
Are you sure?
Yes, you should bear me witness. The world is looking. You should bear me witness. Do I ghost you again?
No, you don't. You don't.
I try to talk. Even when I go quiet for a few hours, I come back and say, "Hey, baby, I'm sorry. I think I'm in a better place now, so I don't ghost you for even a day.
Talk.
I don't let the sun come down
on your anger,
on my anger.
Praise God.
No more. I'm a changed person."
I mean, the thing about silent treatment is it hinders communication.
True.
It hinders intimacy. The reality is conflicts are part of marriage.
Yeah.
Misunderstanding, not agreeing on the same thing from time to time, they're part of marriage. but you must be able to communicate. You can't just give a silent treatment for hours or days on ending. It's unhealthy.
Yeah.
There has to be a platform to talk. At least you're saying, I don't like what you did. I'm not really happy about this. I'm hurt by that thing you said or that thing you did.
Yeah.
So you can't live with a silent treatment. You've got to open the door for communication. Communication is the lifeblood of intimacy in marriage.
True.
And silent treatment definitely hinders intimacy. It kills intimacy in marriage.
True.
Okay, number 3 is not apologizing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my. Look, one of the secrets to a good marriage and really any good relationship, any thriving relationship, is the ability to say, I am sorry. Those 3 words, I am sorry, genuinely expressed, makes a big difference in marriage.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they do things, say things, or act in certain ways, and it's obvious they're wrong, they find it difficult to actually apologize. My brother, my sister, this is killing your marriage. If you cannot apologize, you must be able to apologize. It takes humility, it takes meekness, but you've got to learn how to apologize.
And the thing with apology is not even just saying, I am sorry, but it's the attitude with which you say you're sorry.
True.
And the body language of I'm sorry. One of the things we've learned over the years is that when you say I'm sorry, the person, the recipient has to be able to feel that the sense of you being sorry.
True.
That's how it should be. If they are not able to feel the genuineness of your apology, then you have not really apologized.
Yeah.
We've learned that apology goes beyond the words, it goes with the action, because some people want you to kneel down, some people want you to, keep saying it over and over, then it sings. So you have to also study the way your spouse takes apology. Yes, and then sometimes you have to carry a gift, appease the gods in your spouse. So yes, apologizing is a big deal in marriage, in the health of your marriage.
All right, what's number 4?
All right, the next one is unforgiveness and bitterness. Now, if you notice already, we are actually building up on them. So sometimes not apologizing is what results to unforgiveness and bitterness. Because the other spouse feels that you've done something to hurt them and you have not apologized. You are not apologetic. You're not sorry for your behavior. And so they feel they have the right to hold you ransom in their heart. But unforgiveness, like someone has said, is taking a deadly poison and expecting the other person to die. It's not going to happen. Even if my husband chooses not to apologize for something I've done, I have to take the decision to forgive for the health of my well-being.
Your soul.
Yes, my soul, and not really for them. So forgiveness, it's very important in marriage. How did the late Ruth Graham say? Marriage is a union of two good forgivers. So we have to be good forgivers in a marriage if we don't want unforgiveness to eat up the health of our marriage.
The reality is many times people get bitter and they live with unforgiveness because they have studied so much hurt, so much pain from the other person's behavior or attitudes or actions. But really, a good marriage cannot blossom in an atmosphere of unforgiveness and bitterness. You've got to let go of those hurts in your heart. If you can't speak with your spouse, then perhaps speak to a counselor, a trusted mentor. But by all means, do not live with bitterness and unforgiveness in your spouse. It's going to eat at your marriage, and really you would not enjoy it.
Both of you will not enjoy the relationship. It will not be healthy.
All right. Number 5 is social media addiction. Pressing your phone. I mean, baby, this is such a big issue now.
It is.
I mean, in our generation, because we have social media on our phones, our WhatsApp, our TikTok, our Instagram. I mean, How much of an issue is this right now?
What is interesting with the social media addiction is that it even cuts across ages and stages of marriage. So
Yeah.
it's not even just about young couples or middle-aged couples.
It's affecting everyone right
Even
now.
older couples are dealing with social media addiction.
True.
And so it calls on us to do something about it. The other day I was watching this video and this guy was being interviewed and was like, how do you deal with social media addiction? He's like, drop the phone. Drop the phone. We've made the phone to look like it's controlled our lives. It controls our lives and everything about us. We can't survive without it, but we can. And this guy was talking about the fact that when we learn to drop the phone and deal with boredom, it helps us. Let's deal with the boredom. Let's deal with not having the quick fix of social media addiction. And then let's develop intimacy with each other
without having
the interruption of the phone. With the phone addiction kills intimacy in a marriage. It makes you not be present in the marriage and not be able to have the capacity to deal with real issues in the marriage because your attention is broken.
And many times,
it's distracted.
And many times the phone has become an escape route for a lot of couples.
It is an escape.
So when they're having misunderstanding or they don't want to connect, they go straight to their phones. They go on Instagram, they go on Twitter, they go watch a movie, they go to another room.
The social media friends are more important to them than their marriage.
So, I mean, this is a big issue.
And can we be honest? We've had our seasons whereby, I've had my season whereby I would tell you that, I've been busy the whole day from office, coming back home to the children, homeworks, cooking and all that. I need my time with my phone.
I'm trying to relax.
I'm just trying to relax. That's what I would say. But you don't realize that your spouse also had a busy day and they are just making the decision to connect with you. And if you give them that time for connection, it's going to make a difference in your marriage. It's going to fill up your love tank or his or her love tank.
So it's an attitude or habit that we definitely have to deal with.
Pay attention
This is something in our time we definitely need to look at. Social media addiction.
Yes.
Number 6. What's number 6?
It's inflexibility. Yes. Not being adaptable. Marriage is an adventure. It's a lifetime journey. And we cannot afford to be stuck in our ways. This is the way I do things. This is how I live my life. This is what I want. This is how I eat. This is that. And I will not change for anybody. Then you're not ready for marriage. If you want to have a great marriage, you have to adapt.
Absolutely.
The other day in our previous video, I was talking about how I could not eat pasta salad as a full dish. But guess what? There are times I've had to eat pasta salad just like that because Mr. here has gotten me to eat pasta salad and same as him too.
I mean, there are areas we have had to evolve and change because marriage is all about adapting. If you are so inflexible, you will not enjoy your marriage
at all.
If you say, this is how I am, this is how I think, this is how I want things to be, my brother, my sister, you ain't gonna enjoy your marriage.
Basically,
you must learn to change. You've got to be flexible.
True.
I mean, whether it's in eating habits, personal habits, I've evolved. Let me give you an example. My wife likes taking pictures. Before now, when she gets us to take pictures, I'm like, oh man, oh baby, you've come again. But I've learned. Look, marriage is not that hard.
It's not.
Marriage is really not hard. They're just little things you've got to be able to adjust
Tweak
to.
some bolts here and there.
Yes. I mean, it's about making some compromises, positive compromises to make the other person happy. So you can't be stuck in your ways and enjoy your marriage.
At all.
Husband, wife, please be adaptable.
Yes.
Learn to change. Okay.
Evolve. That's right.
All right. Number 7 is comparison. How big is that issue?
Comparison, it's a killer of initiative and it's a killer of joy as well. I mean, even when you compare yourself with others, How do you feel?
Yeah.
Then talk of you comparing your spouse with other people out there, other men or other ladies out there. You are actually draining their self-esteem and
Yeah.
self-worth when you do that. There are no two people that are the same.
True.
All right. And then the things you might be appreciating in the other person, you've not lived in the same house with that person. You don't know what weaknesses that person exhibits to their spouse. You know, the grass always looks greener on the other side. Always remember that it always looks greener on the other side.
True.
Rather than compare your spouse with somebody else, pick and appreciate those things you love and you admire about them.
True.
You've got to train yourself to do that. Naturally, when we see things we don't like in our spouse, is to begin to pick faults and begin to make comparisons with some other person's spouse. But we must retrain ourselves to appreciate our spouses for who they are and appreciate the strengths, those initial things that we admired in them when we started dating them, when we were in courtship with each other. Let's not forget that.
Absolutely. The reality is there are always going to be things to compare.
Yeah.
There's someone who cooks better.
Yes.
There's someone who is more beautiful.
True.
There's someone who is richer.
True.
There's someone with a nicer house.
Yes, sir.
There's someone with better habits.
Yes.
There will always be something better in someone out there than your spouse.
True.
But you know what? When God has given you your husband and your wife, learn to appreciate them. By the way, whatever you appreciate will get better.
Right.
Whatever you appreciate will get better.
Yes, sir.
So if you appreciate your spouse, their uniqueness, the strengths they have, trust me, your marriage and your spouse is going to get better.
Blossom.
So don't stop looking out there and saying that person has got that.
Yeah.
That wife of that my friend does that.
Yeah.
Or I went to their house. Oh my, look at their house. Look at this. Or these guys are traveling abroad
for holiday.
These guys now have a new car.
Yeah.
It's okay to see what others are doing, but you know what? Don't compare.
Be careful.
Be careful about comparing.
Yes.
You know, celebrate what you have and watch what you have blossom.
Preach, sir.
All right. Number 8 is being defensive.
Oh, yeah.
Being defensive. If you're fond of being defensive in your home, in your marriage, you realize that, number 1, you won't be open to positive criticism.
Yeah.
And then it will affect intimacy in a marriage. How big is defensiveness?
Oh, so basically being defensive is when your spouse brings something to your attention, rather than you taking it with an open mind and listening for what they're saying, you shut it off. All right. And you have a response or an excuse for why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that hinders growth. Defensiveness hinders growth. It hinders personal growth in you. It hinders growth as a couple.
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes it's tough to swallow the truth, like when your spouse calls you out on things
or bring something to your attention.
But what you need to do is, even after that initial reaction, you should go back and think about what they have said.
True.
Think about it seriously. Is this really true? Is this the way I behave? You know, this thing my spouse says, do I really act this way? And consider it and see how you can make a U-turn and make a change.
Rather than making excuses. Or putting up a wall.
Don't be defensive.
Yes. A lot of spouses get defensive really on several issues.
Yeah.
But it's better to look inwards. The reality is, when some feedback is brought to you, we all need some kind of criticism.
We do, because
constructive criticism. We all need that.
Yeah.
Your spouse is the closest person to you who can tell you the truth.
Sees you through and through.
The reality is, when a person is defensive, it hinders other people from actually telling you the truth.
Yeah.
It hinders you from seeing things the way they are.
Yeah.
Because you always have this wall you put up, isn't it?
I think early in our marriage, I would put up a defense for certain things. But what really helped me to begin to make quick changes was when I learned about the blind spots, you know, like the rearview mirror, you know, in the car, how that even though there's a rearview mirror, there's still a part that the driver cannot see.
There's a blind spot.
And it's called the blind spot. And it's this blind spot that could make a person have an accident, that could make a person hit the wall or hit a child even. That's that serious. Could kill a child because they didn't see that blind spot. Yes. And so acknowledging that I, as a human being, I have a blind spot. Yeah. There's things I do or say or act that I can't see, but God has put this man in my life to be able to see it so that I don't even injure myself.
True.
I don't even hurt myself in the process and hurt our relationship as
Yeah.
well. And so it is out of love that he's bringing it to my attention. And my attitude should be the openness and appreciativeness that somebody cares enough to bring
Yeah.
it to my
Your
attention.
spouse is the closest person to you.
Yeah.
So when your spouse genuinely brings up an issue, your first response shouldn't be defensiveness. Be open.
Especially when they don't make it a lifestyle of criticizing you,
Yeah.
and they appreciate you
Yes.
in many other ways.
True.
So when they call something to your attention, it's not because they don't appreciate you,
Yeah.
or it's not because they feel you're less than. It's really because they need you to pay attention to that thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9,
Being self-centered or selfish. Yes.
Absolutely. The thing is, marriage is about making the other person happy.
Yeah.
And so if you're just focused on your own needs, your own wants, prioritizing your well-being above that of the other person,
Yeah.
you're killing your marriage and you will not be able to enjoy your marriage.
Yeah.
Marriage is all about giving, it's all about serving, it's all about thinking about the other person. And so it's a wrong attitude and a wrong habit to just be focused on me, what I want, what I like, what I think, what is my own opinion, and not looking out for how the other person is feeling, what their needs are, what their opinion is, what their thoughts are about issues. It kills marriages, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And being selfish, like we know, is a sign of immaturity.
Absolutely.
Because the habit of selfishness is typical child behavior.
That's how children
It's
act.
typical child behavior.
My sweet, my cookies,
Yes,
my biscuits,
yes, but
my
it's
lollipop.
mine. It's mine. You have a child and say that you give the child something and then you're like, please can I have it? It's mine. The way they say it's mine with such authority, and that's how some of us adults, we are so stuck on it's mine, it's me, it's my way, and we don't allow the relationship to flourish.
Yeah.
Like my husband just said, marriage is all about selflessness.
Absolutely.
You must think beyond yourself. You must think beyond your interests, your wants, your preferences, and think about the other person as well.
Think about how are they feeling.
Yeah.
What are their needs?
Yes.
What is their opinion?
Yeah.
What are their thoughts about this thing?
Yes.
You've got to look beyond yourself. Then you would begin to enjoy your marriage.
Yes.
And then the last but not the least one, number 10, is not being kind. How is that an issue, baby?
It's a big deal because, when you're with an unkind person in a relationship, it's just not enjoyable. It's not nice.
Yeah.
When we talk about not being kind, I think about this children's rhyme. All right. There are 5 magic words. There are 5 magic words. There are 5 magic words that I know. Please excuse me. Sorry. Thank you. And the last one, pardon me. Yes, just those 5 magic words, they communicate kindness. Please, excuse me. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Thank you. All right, it communicates kindness. Let's be kind to each other as a couple.
Learn kindness in our marriage. Just the basics.
Yes.
Please, can you help me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Apology. You talked about it down.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. You helped me to take the trash out. Thank you. You helped me to iron my dress. Thank you. Thank you makes a world of difference.
Just be kind.
Yeah.
Just be kind. If you remain unkind, you're going to suck out the life and the joy out of your marriage.
Yeah.
And then you won't be able to enjoy your marriage.
That's right.
Now, I want to round up by saying this. There's a scripture in 1 Corinthians 13. I think we're going to put it up on the view. It says, when I was a child, I thought like a child.
Yeah.
I talked like a child. I acted like a child. But now that I'm old, I've put away my childish ways. All right.
Yeah.
So the habits and attitudes you've shared with you now, they're pretty childish, actually. Now, we have grown, all right, because these are childish behaviors, attitudes that really eat at your marriage.
Yes.
So you've got to outgrow these attitudes, outgrow these habits, and then watch and see
how
how
your
your
marriage
marriage will get better.
evolves. Yeah.
Okay. So let us know what you think about this.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe, put some comments. And if there are some more silent habits or attitudes you
That you
think
think of,
that
put them in the
also
comments.
take up the job in marriage, please put them in the comments, okay? We'd love to hear what you think.
Thank you very
so
much for staying.
watching. All right. Take care.
See you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.